All right. How's it going, everybody? Are we live? We are live. All right. Cool. Hey, my name is Alex, and this is the A&A Radio podcast, episode number 2. Yeah, baby. Get it. Get it. Let's get it. Um, Today I'm just going to do a quick little intro for my podcast, and we'll start in a couple of minutes, actually. So, right now, today we're going to be talking about my love for DC and Marvel as well. I have a Marvel T-shirt, but to be honest with you, I'm more of a DC fan. I got my OG Batman T-shirt right here. I used to have another one, but it started ripping. I'm surprised this one is still intact. To be honest with you, I got it when I was in high school, and I was a lot smaller, and I just like kind of overstretched this one. I had a couple of black and yellow Batman shirts. I had a Superman one too, but that one also just ripped too, and I had to throw it away. I really just I couldn't sew it, honestly. It's just it was just getting too old. But I got a JL hat right here. You know what I'm saying? Yee, let's go, dude! Justice League. I would say, yeah, quick intro for this podcast. Really, just talking about my love for comics. Um, and a quick little update on the podcast and a little bit of life update, really, honestly, just what I did today. So let's just talk about that for a second. I would say we're going to cover the podcast real quick. Pretty much just been trying to write down my notes beforehand on my computer right over here. A little bit of talking points, you know what I'm saying? I need to rework them as well, just update them a little bit, but that's okay. We can, you know, talk about it and see where we go. What else? I'm also gonna connect with my coworker on Tuesday who is into audio, so I can fix the audio on this podcast so that I can just have better equipment and an actual editing system because I'm really just filming this live. This is all live. Like if I mess up, I will have to restart, or if I'm in too far in, I'm just gonna have to go with it. So yeah, I mean that's really it. My buddy Nelson, shout out to the N1 the End Zone podcast, the N1 End Zone podcast, where you get the best sports related news, analytics, and opinions on YouTube. Shout out to Nelson. He's a really good conversationalist, and he gives some really good insight on teams, especially football, basketball, and baseball as well. He dabbles in soccer too, but I think it's just both big three. If anything, he's more of a football and uh, baseball guy, I would say. A little bit of basketball too, but yeah, mainly those three sports. What else do I have to update y'all on? Honestly, for today, really, didn't really do anything. I'm off Fridays and Saturdays, so I usually try to like relax those days. Today it's been kind of mellow. It's been kind of mellow this weekend. Didn't really do much. Went out with my godmom the other night. Went out to this place in San Mateo, got some drinks, cat caught up. I really don't really get to see her that often. But it was just nice catching up with her. She's, enjoying life, this and that. And yeah, that was pretty much it for yesterday. Got to go to the gym, hit back yesterday, and then for today, woke up early, did my laundry around like 7 a.m. Cleaned my room a little bit, cleaned my closet. I have a bunch of clothes right here that I want to donate because I have a lot of shirts, I have a lot of jeans that I just don't wear. Excuse me. And yeah, I mean that's pretty much it for today. Honestly, I also went to I did go to the gym. I hit shoulders. That was good workout. Good. I would say 50-minute workout, and then I hit 15 minutes of cardio. Stairmaster. Finally, they updated the stairmasters at my gym. Thank Christ, dude. Honestly, it was just getting too bad, man. Uh, it was not fun. Thursday, going back even further in time. I went with my cousin and my aunt and uncle to our first Warriors game at Chase Center, which is really crazy. They lost, unfortunately, against the Colorado Nuggets. Um, Jokic making a last minute three from like half court. They were even for the longest time. They actually were up uh, for the entire fourth quarter, but then they eventually caught up towards the last minute. The Nuggets did, and it was just a shocker. It was a close game. It was a good game. Good on Nuggets for playing as they did, but Jokic, man, he was just apparently he's a fucking sniper from Serbia and back in the day, so was able to make that shot. And good on them, honestly. But I'm saying fuck the Nuggets, to be honest with you. Only Warriors gang, Dub Nation. I got a jersey in the closet right over there. First jersey ever. I was a fan. I've been a fan for a minute. I really haven't been paying that much attention, even when they were doing good. Like I just like, oh, cool. They won the finals, which is great. Um, but I mean, I've never been really a sports guy. I do follow them though, even when they're losing. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. It's just our team. You know what I'm saying? I've been a Giants fan ever since I was a kid, and I was a kid during the World Series trio wins. So, I mean, yeah, I guess I can't really. How can I be a bandwagon without kind of being invested into it? Of course, a team has to win once when you're a kid, unless if you're like, I don't know, the Orioles or like the fucking like Tigers. I guess they haven't won, or even the Cubs too. The Cubs didn't win until recently. So yeah, I mean, it happens. Like that's just how people are. And then what else? Yeah, today I just really just relaxed. Again, laundry, gym, had some food, had to go do some run some errands and into town. And I'm trying to think what else. Nothing really. Again, yeah, I was kind of tired from the gym to be honest with you. I went a little hard, and uh, took a nap. And now I'm here. I've just decided, you know what? Might as well. I'm gonna start uploading these things on Saturday. I want to do a little bit more often uploads, so that I can just get my viewership more up really, and kind of just master this whole podcast thing. So let's begin. I would say the first topic of conversation is my love for comics. Yeah. My first, even though I'm wearing a DC t-shirt, my first superhero that I actually loved, even got introduced to, was Spider-Man. Spider-Man, man. Spider-Man, I think it came out, what, 2001, right? And then Spider-Man 2 came out 2003 or 4, something like that. Those movies were insane. I was literally obsessed with it. And then Fantastic Four came out. Again, Marvel, dude. And then what really got me, like, I really got invested into more of a DC fan was just Batman. I just loved how dark it was, how gritty it was, and how the story was, how his upbringing was, and everything. I thought Spider Man was very colorful and like, yeah, it was. It was kind of I saw right through the animation, like the CGI and stuff. I'm like, oh, it's cool. I understand. Spider-Man 2 was a masterpiece though, so that's where it really took off for me with Spider-Man 2. My love for comics, and honestly, that was really where it started for me. I remember to this day I wrote to Spider-Man as a kid. I'm like, hey Spider-Man, thank you so much for uh, being in New York and saving the people there. I don't know what else. I'm like, oh, let me know if I can be any help to you. My name is Alex, and this, and that. And I told my dad to mail it, and then I found it 7 years later in his car and crumpled up in the glove box. And I'm like, Dad, I remember this. This is my Spider-Man letter. He goes, yes, I forgot to mail it. Yeah, you wrote to a Spider-Man. He's not real. And I'm like, yeah, I know. I'm just a kid. Um, but yeah, that's really where it started. Spider-Man was definitely one of my favorite superheroes. He still is, I would say. I mean, my favorite, to be honest with you, is Batman, dude. Batman Begins was where I was introduced to Batman. I didn't really watch any of the shows. I'm gonna be that guy and say I didn't watch any of the shows. I didn't read any of the comics as well as a kid. I read them later on when I was a teen and in my 20s. And yeah, I would say the Batman trilogy, the Christopher Nolan trilogy, really sparked my interest in comics and just like the world of comics are. Superman Returns, also one of my favorite Superman movies. I watched the old ones with Christopher Reeves. Really cool. Again, super cheesy. The older stuff is cheesier to me. I mean, I don't, not that I like it, but like it is, not that I don't like it, but it's just very like, it's corny. Um, Kind of the same way with Star Trek. It's just like I can see right through this, or like I know he's flying, but I think I can see the clear uh line that they use to hold him up, to hoist him up into the air as he's flying, and it's just super cheesy. Um, but yeah, that's the those are some of the movies early on, I guess. To compare the two, definitely like DC more than Marvel for sure. I just again the characters are just better in my opinion, to be honest with you. I have not read any comics of Marvel. Um, uh, that is my biggest mistake. I have not dabbled in any sort of Marvel comic, solely because I don't know, I never really liked it. I don't know, I just never did. I never really did and never had the time. I watched the Spider-Man, Amazing Spider-Man show as a kid. Barely remember it though. I was like 4 or 5 years old. Never rewatched it. But I was growing up. I started watching all these shows and TV shows, and I guess this is a good segment to talk about my love for DC. Yeah, I mean, some of the shows that I really love that I think everybody should watch, even as an adult, or even if you're a kid watching this or even listening, is Teen Titans. First off, Teen Titans was one of my favorite TV shows growing up. Really, really well written. Almost I would say American anime style because there are some like goofy moments in there with the animation. Very child oriented, but the story gets really dark. There are some dark moments in there. There are some dark aspects. Lots of character development, lots of character building, relationship building, and really good storytelling. Like there were some episodes where I'm like, damn, like this is like harsh, you know, like this is dives deep into a character, really breaks them down, and kind of grounds them to just showcase how much of a regular person they are before they got all these powers or what they really want, you know. And then as some episodes go by, it's like, oh, well, you know, I got to appreciate what I have, you know. It's a good message. They have really good messages. Excuse me. What another show is Young Justice. Young Justice is another show that I like. There's also Teen Titans Go if you want to watch that. Apparently it's good. I didn't watch it just because I would never watch that. It's too goofy. Apparently it's well written. It's really funny, but it's a kid show. It really that is a definition of a kid show. Um, total slap on the face. Warner Brothers animation did to the original Teen Titans. I watched Batman: Brave and the Bold. I watched the original Justice League. The original Justice League, the animated show. Again, one of the best animated shows out there. DC has the some of the best animated like superhero content out there. Um, top ones are definitely Justice League, Justice League Unlimited. In terms of shows, Young Justice is up there. Teen Titans, of course. Batman, Brave and the Bold. The Batman. I'm forgetting some just because I just haven't watched all of them, all of the animated shows. There are a lot of movies out there, a lot of Superman, a lot of Batman, Superman. There's a Shazam movie, an animated movie. There's a bunch of I'm sorry, World War. Wonder Woman movies out there. Um, a lot of good animated DC films. There's a lot of Justice League films as well. They kind of made it their own like DC animated universe, which was really interesting and a lot better than what we got when it comes to live action. Live action, it's been pretty rough these past couple years for DC fans. I would say it does not do it justice. I do not want to watch the new Aquaman movie that came out this last year. Um, that is one I refuse to watch just because one I can't it doesn't really matter. It's the last one in the series in the universe, and it just doesn't really cut. It doesn't really bring anything together. It's just Aquaman 2. Aquaman. I love Jason Momoa as Aquaman. I think they did a good choice, but I just don't want to watch it. It doesn't. Literally will be a waste of time. I'm gonna watch it and be like, okay, that's it. What next? You know. Um, I would say one of my favorite live action movies in DC. I guess aside from the DC universe where they tried to do like Man of Steel, Batman vs Superman, Justice League, Snyder Cut Justice League, Wonder Woman 1 and 2, or Wonder Woman 1984, Aquaman, and I think that's it. And Shazam, and then Black Adam and Shazam 2. Of those, of the DC universe, I would say my favorite one is Batman vs Superman. That is the best one, I would say, that they've put out. When it came out, I was a little disappointed, but the extended cut, the best one. It ties in everything really well. They should have just kept it in theaters. If Warner Brothers just let the fans and let their team, let their production team, let their director did their thing and trusted them and just got their heads out of their own asses, that would be that would have been it. That releasing the extended cut first and not saving it for Bluetooth. Oh, sorry, my headphone came out. I'm just wearing this so that I can kind of hear myself. Um, and honestly, yeah, Batman vs Superman extended cut, really, really good. Ties everything together. None of the stupid cuts. It really makes sense when you watch it. When you're like, okay, yeah, that makes sense. They shouldn't have cut it. There's a lot of things that tie in that make sense in the story. I mean, spoilers. I guess it came out in 2016. What is that? Damn, that's 8 years ago. Um, I mean, spoiler. There's a section where you kind of see why Superman is in court, kind of blackmailing him. Makes sense. More fight scenes, more explanation on why uh, Olsen was killed. He was in the CIA. More explanation on just again more scenes just that make sense. I would say the biggest one is when Clark was going around and looking around for clues and why Batman's doing his thing. Um, there's just more scenes, like more powerful scenes, like oh, the Dark Knight is awake again. You don't want to mess. He's out for blood, you know. And just the fight scenes, man. The fight scenes. Oh my God, Jesus. The CGI in that. Oh, so cool. They kind of fucked up when it comes to the release of it. When they were doing the trailers, they actually released too much of the movie. I think they should have left. They should have left. Oh my God. I'm blanking out on the name right now, but they should have left Doomsday out of the trailers. I think that would have been a crazy spoiler. They actually released him. They showcased him in some of the first trailers, and then in the last trailers they didn't. It's like they fucked up. It's like they made a better trailer that didn't showcase him. That would have been a great surprise for the audience. Again, I just don't understand how or why they didn't do that first. Why would you showcase? Why would you spoil the movie to your audience? And you're like, okay, well now I know what it's about. Like, there's just so much, and then we kind of they a lot of people roasted that film because of how the CGI was before even watching it. And bro, the fight scenes again. I would say some of the best superhero fight scenes I've ever watched. Endgame is up there. Endgame's up there, but Endgame, there's some scenes where it's like, dude, like there's just too much. There's too much talking and not enough action. I would say there's a lot, especially towards the end. But yeah, it's so ranking them in that universe: Batman vs Superman, Man of Steel. Man of Steel is really good. I like Black Adam too. Black Adam, for what it was rushed, but I enjoyed it. I enjoyed that movie. Actually, no, Justice League, the Snyder cut. That one was really, really good too. I wish it was released in theaters. I wish the first one never came out with Joss Whedon. I think he directed that one. And yeah, it was just not good. Too colorful comedy where it didn't make sense. Ezra Miller as Flash was worse than his Flash movie. Oh yeah, shout out the Flash movie as well. That one, the only thing I liked that movie. I did when I saw it, but then I rewatched it and I'm like, all right, yeah, I was just way too excited in the theater. A lot of it is just super awkward and he's just super weird. Um, Yeah, it's those main four or five, I would say. Batman vs Superman, Man of Steel, Justice League, Snyder Cut, um, the no, Wonder Woman, the first Wonder Woman, Black Adam, and I think that's it really. The Aquaman of course, and then it kind of just goes down from there. I think the worst one was ah the worst one. I'm not even gonna put Shazam up there. I didn't like how they put Shazam. It was a 4, it was a 4 out of 10 for me. For Shazam. But yeah, in that universe, yeah, standalone ones, a lot of Batman stuff, um, a lot of Batman movies, Batman Returns, Batman Forever, Batman and Robin, Batman, uh, what's it called? The Nolan universe, Christopher Nolan, Batman Begins, Dark Knight Rises, perfect movies, perfect trilogy, hands down the best trilogy of any sort of trilogy out there when it comes to superheroes or anything. A shout out to Trader Joe's. We're drinking a Pinot Noir from Trader Joe's, 2019 actually. Yeah, no, 2021. The bottle next to it was a 2019, 2021. Cheers. Ooh, very nice. Um, But yeah, that's really it for the movie wise. I mean, I want to keep this short. I wish I had someone else to like talk to about this because I feel like it would have been longer. I just don't want to keep these videos that long. But I would say if we want for comic wise, I mean, we could talk about the animated movies as well. The Justice League animated series was really good. A lot of Batman movies were really good too. Batman, Batman, Son of Batman was really good, where you're introduced to Robin in the New 52 comic series. That one I read. I read a bunch of those comics on my computer actually on the New 52. Really good stories. One of my favorite ones was Batman, of course, the Night Owl series. That was really good. It's sprinkled in there in that series. A lot of older, a lot of older movies too from the 2000s were really good too. A lot of Superman and Batman um, were really good. Justice League Apocalypse, I believe. Justice League War is another one when the DC universe kind of brings up starts off the universe. Actually, no, Flashpoint started off the universe. Flashpoint was really good. I'm trying to think off of memory. Superman versus the Six, I believe. That one was really good. Six, I think. Yeah, I'm just basing off memory. Um, a lot of good Superman ones. Superman All Star, I believe. That one was a really good one. A lot of good animated movies. I would say animation on Warner Brothers side is up here, top shelf. 10 out of 10. A lot of tens, baby, 10. A couple misses here and there. I wouldn't say misses. They're just like eights. You know, like all right, you know, it's a cool movie. You know, whatever. Um, but yeah, definitely a lot of good stuff from animated series, a lot of good animation. Young Justice, as I said, one of my favorite shows. Season one's great, season two's okay, season three is really really good. Um, season four was really good. The animation switch up was a little weird, but yeah, they finished strong. It was really good. I think there's a season five. I think season five, season something. So yeah, I think there's four seasons. It's 4 or 5 seasons. Really good show. Really good show. I got a crick in my neck. 10,000 years. And such a pain in the neck. You know. What was I about to say? But yeah, that's really DC, man. My take on DC. You know, damn, we're at 24 minutes talking about DC. Um, let's move on to Marvel. Marvel for me again, Spider-Man, one of my favorite characters. I would say another favorite character. I think get the favorite characters of DC actually. Hold the phone. Hold the phone. Favorite characters and some of the characters that I actually want to see in more media. We got a lot of Batman. Batman, the boy, my favorite. The new Batman movie was really good. I would say Superman is next, then the Flash, Wonder Woman. Actually, no. Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, the Flash, Cyborg. Uh, Who else? Green Lantern, John Stewart, Green Lantern, because he is the man. John Stewart, I would say, is the best Green Lantern of any Green Lantern there are. Shout out to Justice League, and I believe the Green Lantern movie that just came out a couple years. I think it was a year ago. Was it this year? Um, yeah, John Stewart, way better than Hal Jordan. Well, way better than Guy Gardner. For sure. Just overall good character in the Justice League and Justice League Unlimited show. And that's really it. We don't really get much of him. I think he's in the games, Justice League. Uh, oh my God, I'm blanking out on the name, but it is called. Oh my God, what is the name? Ah, damn, Justice League. It was one where Superman was evil. Dang, I'm gonna have to look this up real quick. Oh my God, I'm sorry, audience. I'm a bad Justice League um games. Oh, Injustice. Jesus Christ, dude. Injustice. Yeah. Justice League and Injustice was also a really good movie. Really rushed, I would say. That's where it was like 8 out of 10 for me. Where it's like it's just rushed. I wish it was more, but it's just a good story arc. I wish it was two parts. That would have been great. But yeah, I would say those some characters that I want to see more of. Black Adam for sure, Shazam for sure, animated and in movies. I would say they just need to be taken way more seriously than how he was portrayed in those movies. Um, Icon as well. Icon's a really good, really cool superhero. His storyline is pretty much he is an alien who came to Earth but lost his memory, and he was theorized to be a Kryptonian, but he's his own species of alien. And yeah, he's a really good superhero. Icon, yeah, I wish he had more screen time. He's mentioned a few times in Young Justice. Arrow, Green Arrow is cool as well. I liked the show. I did not like the ending of it because it wasn't tying in well. CW kind of messed up the writing. The Flash series was good again in the beginning, but I just fell off really. CW just made it really like full of drama, way too much drama. Supergirl as well, and there's more. There's the other shows, but I just didn't watch it. It was just too it was too drama filled, and I'm just like I just don't want to watch this. I did not watch Smallville. My buddy Nelson did. He said he liked it. But I digress. But yeah, let's talk about Marvel now. I would say Marvel again. Spider-Man's my favorite. Captain America is also my favorite to have a T-shirt. And I would say movie wise, I didn't watch any of the shows growing up. I didn't watch any of the Avengers or shows like that. I watched the Iron Man show when it came out after the Iron Man movie on Nickelodeon. Iron Man, that was really really good. A really good TV show, nice animation and stuff. Excuse me. Cheers. That was a really good show. I'm trying to think movie wise. Of course, the first Iron Man introduced us. Captain America was really good. MCU man, MCU was strong, dude. Again, I can't hate on it because I am a DC fan, but I just have to appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? There's no like, I don't hate Marvel. You know, I will say that some movies were really ass. It's their formula. It's the mass produce a whole bunch of movies, and a lot of them are gonna be hits, but there are gonna be a lot of flops too. But they're gonna make us money. So that's what Marvel done, and that's what DC tried to do, but they just went a different way, and they didn't let. It was very controlled. Marvel is not controlled. They let their directors and team just have at it, make it really really good, and kind of go from there. While DC they get like a couple people, and they honestly kind of fumbled the ball and were too controlled by the studio. Um, so where was I? MCU. Yeah, MCU man, really great, well written universe. It really took off after Avengers. That was phase one. After that, it was really good. Thor kind of felt it a little bit. The first one was okay. The second one, ass. I watched it a couple times just because I went through the movies a couple times too. I had a couple marathons on my own. I would say those are some of the worst ones in the beginning. Iron Man 3 gets a lot of hate for some reason, but I liked it. It was a really good showing. It was humanizing Tony Stark, to be honest with you. He's not a god. He's just a guy. He's a dude in a tin can, in a fucking army in an armored computer, He's just a guy. I mean, he went into space, blew up an alien spaceship, came back down, somehow survived, and is alive to tell the tale. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of anxiety for a person to have. I think that is a really good movie. Villain kind of was whack. Ten Rings. The Mandarin could have been better. But they got the lava guy. I forgot his name again. A lot of a lot of trash villains on the Marvel side, at least in the movies. Shout out to Fantastic Four. Fantastic Four was really good. The first one was good. The second one, it was okay. Silver Surfer should have been um, explored more for sure because they teased it, but they never came back. Um, what else? Going down the MCU again. I'm just basing off memory. I haven't written anything down, but I would say the next one would be Phase Two of Avengers Ultron. That was a really good movie. Again, bring it all together, skyrocketed the series. After that, it kind of died a little bit when it comes to just a lot of movies, a lot of things. Wrapping up, for Infinity War. Doctor Strange is good. Uh, what's it called? Captain Marvel was good, even though that's Shazam's name, but they took it over because of some fucking rights. But I think it was his name actually, Captain Marvel, and he was mentioned as Captain Marvel in a lot of Justice League movies and shows, and comics too. So that's debatable. Um, Captain Marvel, Ant-Man 2, and then Infinity War happened, and then Endgame. Endgame was one of I would say, the best superhero movie that has ever been made. Good storytelling, was long enough, I would say. Really tied a lot of loose ends that were in previous movies, tied a lot of characters together. It really is a culmination of everything, and that's kind of how it is in the comics, where like there are these like series of comics that bring everything together, and you kind of just like you get a bit of everything, really. And I think they did a really good job. That's one thing that again Marvel did really well, is just bring all these characters together and made their chemistry just so natural. Just like it wasn't forced. I wasn't like, oh wow, like this is rushed, or like this is just like, damn, like where did this relationship come from? Like, ooh, I don't know. And yeah, it was just good. It was a perfect movie, perfect, just perfect. That is what I have to say about Endgame. I could talk a lot of hours about it. Definitely going to talk about it again because I'll definitely mention this top again for sure in this podcast. And let me just check my notes real quick, just double check, seeing where I'm at. Oh, I forgot to talk about X-Men. X-Men too. X-Men as well, man. The X-Men series, the first, second one, Last Stand, Wolverine, all those shows, all those movies too, man. I didn't watch the shows again. I was when I was growing up, but I watched the movies, and again, those were really good too. I actually did not want them to start it up again. I wanted them to reboot it, not to like continue off because they have to. Like, oh, Professor X is alive, but even though he got disintegrated by Phoenix, he's still alive again somehow. They just somehow made him alive again. I don't know how, but I I I just didn't look too deep into it. Um, yeah, all those movies and shows. I missed out on the shows again, but movies are really really good. Really cheesy as well. X-Men 1 definitely was a 2000s movie. They were just trying a little too hard, but I think they nailed it. A little 8 out of 10 on that one. 2 was okay. I would say 2 was definitely it's hard being a sequel. 3 was good. Last Stand was really really good. The Wolverine was really good when we went to Japan. That was a really nice story. I wish more characters got love, more mutants. I know Wolverine is like the best, but definitely a lot of characters. If you include the mutants, honestly, Marvel has a lot of characters. That's the thing with them, is that they have a lot, just they're just not like compelling, And the movies made them compelling, but a lot of them are just like a little whack. There's a lot of main ones. Same with DC, but DC, I think they just have better better comic writing, I would say. Better, yeah, better comic writing. For their non-main characters. Um, I'm not dissing on Marvel saying that they have shitty main character writers, but they're pretty equal there when it comes to their side characters. DC has the edge on that one. What else? What I expect for the future. Honestly, I actually been watching some Marvel shows. The Captain, the Winter Soldier and Falcon Winter Soldier. That one was really good. Loki's really good too. I'm about to start season 2 soon. Um, what else? What else? There's some shitty Marvel movies that I don't want to cover. I can blab about this for hours. Um, Marvels were really or the Immortals. I'm sorry, the Immortals were really bad movie. It just didn't make any sense to me how they're just there. They're there. Oh, I have to accept that. They're there. See what I'm saying? Like Marvel, it just gives you a lot of shit, like a lot. Hey, here it is, all this happiness and jokes and like cool action. Enjoy. When you're kind of like thrusted into this movie, you're like, oh shit, all these characters were just around and they didn't help out at all. You know, they didn't help out. But anyways, I don't know. There's just some movies that just like we really didn't need it. When it comes to what I want in the future, I want Marvel to stop focusing on big blockbuster movies. I think at some point they just need to stop. They need to focus on their TV shows so that they can make those fantastic and stop making movies. I would say. I think they're set on movies. I think they're just trying too hard. They're going to lose a lot of audience if they keep going. And yeah, they're just gonna not. They're just gonna lose a lot of audiences. I mean, you can't top Endgame. You can't. That's it. At least for me, that's it. I'm not gonna watch Secret Wars. I'm gonna watch it later on, not in theaters. Okay. Um, but yeah, they need to just definitely stop making movies, focus on the TV shows. I think they have something with their TV shows for sure. And maybe even do a reboot, honestly. Just close out the universe and then wait like 5 years, write some really good stuff down. And when I say wait 5 years, I'm not saying wait and stop their production. Video games and TV shows, especially animated, it's what they should focus on then. And then for movies, reboot the universe, man. Just make it different. Write it differently. There's a bunch. There Galactus, dude. Introduce mutants and the MCU together. Just have that universe together, and it'll just be a. I would say it's a better universe because mutants should have been in there in the first place. Now they have universes. They can this universe, it's got mutants, or like even the universe of the Illuminati. That would be a cool universe to cover too. Fantastic Four too. They could have included that. Now they're just going again to try too hard. They should have done. They should have done all that. My bad. A bunch of stuff was falling because I'm standing on my desk. They're just trying too hard. DC needs to again. They just need to get their heads out of their asses and come up with and just let the directors do their thing. They should have just let that Zack Snyder do the thing. We had Darkseid. Darkseid was the best live action I've ever seen. Villain, just super scary, super strong. Damn. Justice League, the Snyder cut, Snyder one, the 4 hour one long. So good. I'm gonna have to rewatch that. It's just 4 hours. I know it's a lot. But I want DC to take the writers from their animated movies, and I want some of y'all to watch them. I know they look like kid movies, and I know they're animated, but please give it a chance. A lot of the animated movies and TV shows are well written. They're really, really good. They are really, really good. And I want everybody, at least who are Marvel and DC fans who haven't seen them, to watch them because they'll understand. And they're good for a reason because they're written well. They are written with care. They're animated really well. And it's hard to make animated content. It's easy to make animated content, but it's hard to make it into live action. And I think DC needs to take a look at what it did with its DC animated universe and bring it into live action. If they follow that, it would have been way better. The story on that universe, the animated universe, dude, really good. Justice League War was good. Justice League Dark was good. The ending was really good too, where they had to fight Darkseid, and he pretty much made Doomsday. What are those night crawlers? What are those called? The his like aliens. God, I keep on forgetting. But the Batman storylines, the Aquaman storylines. I mean, dude, really good. These are really, really good shows. I watched them a long time ago. That's why I don't recall. I'm not gonna. I don't want to rewatch them just because I have a lot of shit to watch, anyways. But I would say for me, yeah, Marvel focus on TV. They're really good. I would say if they focus more on TV, let the movies just sizzle down a little bit. They can definitely reboot. DC just needs to reboot their movies, get better actors. I think they're about to. They're about to reboot with I don't know who the. I think it's the James Gunn is the guy from shout out to Guardians of the Galaxy as well. Again, got so many good Marvel stuff that it just pains me. God damn, this microphone is not doing what I like. I gotta fix it. I gotta readjust it. I put it on my yearbook, and I put like a bunch of shit on top of my yearbook so this doesn't move. But I think it's finally catching up on me, and I just need to I need to fix it. I'm just gonna hold it like this. But yeah, man. I mean, that's really it. That's really it when it comes to Marvel DC. There's a lot of cool content. The games are really good too. Batman the Arkham series is probably the best video game series out there when it comes to superheroes. Arkham Knight is really good. Arkham City is one of my favorite. That's my one of my favorite games. Really detective, thriller. I would say horror too. There's a lot of scary stuff in there too. If you don't like seeing like decrepit, decaying asylums and like I don't know, jump scares. There are some crazy jump scares in there too, and really good written games. Spider-Man as well. Spider-Man's a really good one. I wish they had more games like that. The Injustice video game is really good fighting game. They had a Marvel fighting game. I forgot what it was. Unjust or Injustice or something like that. Immortals. I don't know. I forgot what it was called, but they had a fighting game for the PlayStation 2 that I remember. They had a Wolverine game, I believe, at some point, a side scroller, and then I guess it was X-Men. And then they had a bunch of Thor and Iron Man video games, and the Avengers game. Not good. Don't even check those out. Um, I wish there was a Superman game. That would have been amazing. There's a lot of concept ones on the internet, but they don't make it past production. Uh, Cheers. Um, yeah, I mean, when it comes to comics, again, I unfortunately did not read any of the Marvel comics. I think there's some new comic lines. One comic actually that's not Marvel and DC is Invincible. Invincible is a really good comic for y'all to read. I read a little bit of it. Really good. Separate superhero universe and it touches on some really real stuff. It's a really good universe that they've built, really good writing. Animation's really good on Amazon Prime. Check it out. Invincible season 2 is out, halfway out. Season 1 was really good. It's really real. It's really a real like I don't know like yeah, superheroes are fake. You know they are fake. Like it's our modern day version of gods, if you will. Kind of how the Greeks had their gods and like all their beliefs. I think superheroes and writing and DC stuff is like our version of like gods. You know, like a god like Superman. Like fuck, like that would be crazy. And there are gods in the universes of DC. I think there are in Marvel with Asgard, but I don't know. I guess they touch on some Greek ones too. But there are new gods and old gods. They're called in DC and stuff like that. But yeah, Invincible is a really good show. Pretty much talks about how this guy Mark Grayson he is half human, half Viltrumite, and his father is a Viltrumite, but he is the Superman of his universe. His name's Omni Man, and it just kind of like it showcases oh well he gets his powers and he's this he wants to be his own superhero like his father and he makes himself into invincible and it's not, I wouldn't say dark. It's a very adult animated, really gory. There are some dark moments in there. There is a lot of intrigue and suspense and cliffhangers that I really like, and some really good like character development towards the end, where or actually into season two, where you just see like Mark. I won't spoil it. I mean, you can watch it on Amazon or even YouTube. YouTube some scenes, but you see the pain that he goes through and everything. It's just a really good show, really good comic, really interesting comic. Really cool characters, cool villains too, I would say, in that universe. And yeah, that's really it. I mean, honestly, when it comes to that, I'm probably gonna leave it at that, to be honest with you. I will talk about this more. This is one of my favorite subjects to talk about. I have spent a lot of time watching, playing, and reading on these topics. And I will talk about this again. As I said, I would say the next episode on the A&A Radio podcast is to be determined. Most likely will be a beer review and honestly just like a little hangout sesh, to be honest with you. I might talk about some other shows that I like. My buddy Nelson and I, shout out to N1, the End Zone podcast. We might do a dual podcast where we do our take on Avatar: The Last Airbender. I might do a little beer review there too. Um, but yeah, I might also dabble in some travel stories and maybe some favorite video games, to be honest with you. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. We'll see, man. We're just hanging out. Episode 2, A&A Radio, bro. Oh man, this is so fun. I just love this like podcast feel. I know I'm just like talking into the camera, but I want to thank you for being into this and watching me talk about these things. It's only been 46 minutes. 46 minutes of me babbling about of my interests and my takes on everything. Please comment down below, or if you know me, message me your opinion. Comment, like, dislike if you will. I don't care. Do whatever you want. It's a free country. Or if you live somewhere that isn't free, then don't do it because you probably gotta have a VPN for it. Anyways, yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, I would say this week, what this week looks for me. I've got work. I want to hang out with some friends. Definitely hit the gym more. I want to lose this weight, man. I feel like I've been holding on to this COVID weight for a while. I'm 205 pounds, 204 actually. I'm going down. I just got to eat better. Quick little life update, I guess. Planning a couple trips with my friends. Definitely want to save up money. I'm still applying to other jobs. I'm gonna make it public. I mean, to be honest with you, I really want to go into I want to further my career in finance, and I just want to be in more companies, get more experience. I do have a finance degree. I did mention that in my previous podcast. I really need to fix this stand. It's coming off. But yeah, I'm gonna definitely work on editing these videos. I want to add more music. I want to add an intro. I'm gonna try to make an Instagram this week and promote this podcast so more people like yourself can listen to me, Alex, talk on the A&A Radio. Oh yeah. Um, but yeah, ladies and germs, I bid you a good night. Oh god damn. Oh no. Well, there went my recording module and my microphone. I knew that'll happen. Um, I leave you with a good day, some words of advice, I guess. Treat every day like it's your last. And I know it's kind of goofy, but to be honest with you, I've had moments in my life where I plan for the future and it doesn't really go that way, but I think the best thing to do is sometimes just go day by day. You never know what's going to happen. I wouldn't plan for anything. You can always have future goals, but sometimes, guess what? Life gets in the way, and goals are goals. Sometimes you don't make them, but it's really nice when you do. Um, and yeah, I'm gonna leave it on that. Have a good night, good morning, good evening. Eat some breakfast, drink your coffee, have some wine. If you're non-alcoholic, have a joint. If you're not into any of that, take a walk. Walk your dog, pet your cat, walk your cat, pet your dog, do whatever. Stay safe, eat food, don't eat food. Go high five someone, have some sex, be black. I'll see you guys later. Episode 3, A&A Podcast Radio. All right, bye guys.